ICA prepares learners to become high school ready by developing 21st century skills of communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity.
ICA practices the school's motto Truth in Love by innovating learning experiences while assuring the authenticity of every pupil's performances.
The Elementary Department of Immaculate Conception Academy exhibits a good foundation of learning education as it develops and hones the skills of the students.
Because ICA prayers, we encourage our pupils to have a deeper relationship with God and with others by attending Jesus Day, regular Sunday Mass, celebrating His Day, and participating in the outreach program.
In order for ICA to continue its mission and vision, the Academy had to pivot to a different medium of learning for the school year 2020 to 2021. We Academian learners adapted to the new normal as we learned through a modular learning approach and eventually shifted to online classes via Zoom, with offline activities to bolster our education.
As a Christ-centered institution, ICA has fulfilled its mission to my 3 children to develop their Christian values. It has taught them the fundamental skills they must possess in order for them to be an effective individual.
Despite the setbacks, I'm happy that learning opportunities in ICA didn't come to an end. Class discussions through Zoom may not have completely filled the void of happiness face-to-face classes give, but it sure was effective in equipping us with new informations and knowledge which will help us as we venture into the higher platform of education.
ICA has always been competitive, and with its new distance learning system, my child has developed to be, first, more responsible. Second, he also became more independent with his studies. Third and last, his eagerness to learn more is being developed by his diligent and patient teachers who never fail to bring out the best in them.
Our teachers are diligent in discussing during online class. They patiently discuss our lessons. They are considerate. That's why I am eager to learn more. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, ICA.
ICA has accommodating teachers and staff that provided me the care and guidance. Online classes were not easy, but I appreciate how ICA made us cope up with their sincere considerations and encouragement that made us to strive more and study harder.
As an alumna of ICA, the core values of devotion, love, excellence, and stewardship to become Christ alive, which instilled in me, are the same values I use to educate my learners.
Immaculate Conception Academy takes pride in the holistic formation of learners towards academic, social, emotional, and spiritual growth, thus improving their capabilities and attitudes.
Come and experience
The life of academia!
Our Heavenly Father, the fount of all goodness and grace, the cause of wisdom, the source of intelligence, we welcome you, O Lord, to this auspicious gathering of your beloved, who continuously give you thanks for every opportunity to learn something new and become fruitful to the works of your creation. We humbly come to you, not because we are worthy, but because we find ourselves in need of you, who is our strength and our hope, to continue despite the challenges we face in health, prosperity, and our solidarity with one another. We pray that today's gathering, made possible by the grace of advancements in technology and social media, become successful in its endeavors, so we can offer it back to you as our humble offering to honor you, glorify you, and love you through our deeper connection with everyone. May we find bliss in today's session and become more productive children and co-creators of the earth. This we ask and pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, helas ng sinanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tulakaw.
Hello world, this is your girl Sheena and you're about to join me in doing my chores while I explain to you who is an academician as a Catholic student. So without further ado, let's go!
I grew up in a Catholic household. That's why it makes sense that I enrolled in a Catholic school.
Over my 12 years of education in ICA, I learned that being Catholic isn't always about the perfect attendances during holy masses, nor about memorizing all the prayers.
To be a Catholic student means that we try our best to be the kindest to ourselves and to others. Tulad na lang sa pag-aaral natin. We obey given instructions sa activities just like how we Catholics obey the 10 Commandments in our everyday endeavors. And when we engage in our hobbies, even with the limitations and rules, we still enjoy. Just like when we join the church's activities, we enjoy much more.
And last but not the least, we do our part in our family, katulad ng paggawa ng house chores, just like how we, as Catholics, being the body of the church, help those who are spiritually in need. All of those I said natutunan ko sa 12 years ko as an academician. Well, that's it for my short vlog. Thank you for watching. Bye world!
ICA's vision, mission, and core values. The vision. We envision Immaculate Conception Academy, a member of the Diocese of Laoag Catholic Educational System, as a creative, Christ-centered Catholic educational institution, committed to renewing persons to become authentic witnesses for the service of the Church and the society. The mission. We commit ourselves to develop Christian communities toward a renewed evangelization, provide effective, efficient, and ethical services in curriculum and instruction, research and community extension services, student services, and human resource management. Build leadership capabilities in good governance for operational vitality and organizational excellence. Expand services in collaboration with local strategic partnerships, linkages, and networks. Manage resources, facilities, and infrastructures in the spirit of Christian stewardship. ICA core values are aligned to the LSS core values, which are humility, responsibility, unity, cooperation, fair competition, flexibility, care for humanity, and care for God's creation to become Christ alive. In ICA, I am Christ alive. As part of the Diocese of Laoag Catholic Educational System, we at Immaculate Conception Academy show devotion, love, excellence, and stewardship to become Christ alive. I am Christ alive by showing devotion. An academician acts as a humble and responsible steward of God, who evangelizes others by bringing them to a deeper relationship with God. I am Christ alive by showing love. An academician promotes unity and cooperation while extending humble works of love through their passion for voluntary service, and unselfishly and generously giving their time, talent, and resources to the poor, the sick, and the needy, and for the betterment of the community. I am Christ alive by showing excellence. An academician is geared towards providing effective, efficient, and ethical services which upholds the dignity of humanity by keeping in mind the values of fair competition and flexibility. I am Christ alive by showing stewardship. An academician cares for humanity and God's creation by promoting human development, gender equality, women empowerment, community empowerment, and environmental conservation. And in ICA, we live up to the motto, truth in love.
you ever wonder?
What does being an academician,
a Catholic student, feels like?
Well, gladly, you're in this video.
And it's time for you to find out.
In this new normal of learning, ICA have provided the quality of education I am aiming.
Education that prepares students to the next level of schooling.
I love being an academician so much. Being an academician is an opportunity to make myself even better academically, spiritually, emotionally, and socially.
We are taught ideal values and academic lessons by the best teachers that help us excel and enhance our potentials and capabilities. Especially that we are guided holistically.
Even though we have a pile of schoolworks, we also not forget to spend time with God, and we never had an offline relationship with Him. We are the stewards of God and we must spread the good news.
Affirming one's relationship is one of our natural responsibilities as an academician, as we give hope, love, and respect to everyone, especially to those people in need, purely and non-biased.
I am Christ alive because there is truth in love.
Good day, everyone. So I will be discussing to you the learning modality of the school for school year 2021-2022. The school applied for the online distance learning / the blended distance learning. I'll focus my discussion on the blended distance learning. Okay, what do we mean by the blended distance learning? Okay. The blended distance learning is the combination of online distance learning and the modular distance learning. Okay, so let me discuss first what is an online distance learning. Online distance learning, there are two terms that we need to unlock: the synchronous sessions and the asynchronous sessions. What do we mean by synchronous sessions? So synchronous sessions, these are the real-time discussion. Your teacher will be using Zoom or Google Meet only for your online classes. So also, you will only use Zoom or Google Meet in attending your classes. So therefore, before the start of the school year, meron na kayong application ng Zoom or Google Meet. And then we standardize our classes. So on the morning session, we start our classes at 8:30. And in the afternoon, we have 1:15 or 1:30. It depends on the class. So more in online class, most of the subjects in the morning are 4-hour classes. Okay? So for your online classes, the link will be posted in your learning management system 15 minutes or 30 minutes before the discussion. Okay? It doesn't mean that if your class is 4 hours, you are online 4 hours. If your class is 3 hours, you're online 3 hours. No. We have also our limitation, the limited screen time. So our class time, if your class time is 4 hours, therefore your screen time is 2 hours. If it is 3 hours, your screen time should be 1.5 hours. If your class is 2 hours, your screen time is 1 hour. If it is 1 hour, it is 30 minutes. That is how we plan our online discussions. Okay, this is an example of a synchronous session. The teacher here uses Zoom for his online discussion. Next will be the asynchronous session. What do we mean by asynchronous session? It is the recorded synchronous discussion. Take note, all synchronous sessions are recorded and it will be posted in the learning management system. But we encourage our learners to attend the synchronous session. Why? So that the teacher can answer the queries of the learner. If meron tayong hindi naintindihan, mas okay na mag-attend sa synchronous session. So that you can ask your teacher about or regarding your lesson. And then, if the learner did not attend the synchronous session or the live session, or we call it the real-time discussion, the learner must watch the recorded synchronous discussion within the week. Why within the week? Because every week we have different lessons. Okay? So, how will your teacher validate your attendance or validate if you really watch the recorded discussion? So, there will be instruction in your learning management system on how the teacher will check the attendance of the learner or how the teacher validates if the learner really watched the recorded discussion. So, this is an example of a asynchronous session. The teacher will post the recorded discussion in the LMS of the school, and then after watching the video, sabi dito, the instruction is comment then after watching the video. Or the teacher can ask questions regarding the topic so that he or she will validate if the student really watched the recorded discussion. 8. For modular distance learning, for this school year, we will just use our textbooks instead of giving modules. We ensure you that our textbooks are aligned with the most essential learning competencies prescribed by the Department of Education. Okay. So, therefore, before the start of the school year, before the start of regular classes, every learner must have a textbook in all the subjects. Okay? So we have learning plan. So instead of giving you modules, we have the learning plan. It is your guide. What lessons to read, what pages to read, what activities to answer, what pages to answer, what time is your class. So, a learning plan will be posted every Saturday of the week in all subjects. What does it imply? Every Saturday, dapat meron po kayong stable connection to download all the learning plans na ipopost sa learning management system ng subject teacher. I repeat, every Saturday po, dapat po meron po kayong stable connection to download all the learning plans for the week. This will be your guide. This is a guide. Okay? So, what are the parts of the learning plan? The subject matter, the date of the instruction, time of classes, pages to read, and pages to answer. Okay? So this is a sample class schedule. So synchronous session for 4-hour class. So this is the flow of the synchronous session. On the first 15 minutes, the teacher will post the prayer and attendance in the LMS. And then after that, next 15 minutes is the preparation part. The student must enter or join in the online platform. So that's students' preparation. And then at 8:30 to 9:30 is the first part of the discussion. And anyway, in your learning plan, makikita nyo po kung ano yung discussion nila or ano yung lesson nila. And then 9:30 to 10 o'clock, it's the class break. 10 to 11 is the second part of the discussion. If you notice, 8:30 to 11 is more than 2 hours. But sabi ko kanina, the screen time for 4-hour class is 2 hours. However, if you notice then, there is a class break. 9:30 to 10. If you subtract that 30 minutes in 2 hours and 30 minutes, the maximum time is 2 hours. Or the screen time of the student is 2 hours. Therefore, 8:30 to 11 is the discussion time with 30-minute class break. Or the teacher can use 8:30 to 10:30, diretsuhin niya yung klase niya. 8:30 to 10:30 is the discussion. That's okay. So that is the screen time for 4 hours. And then 11 o'clock to 11:55 is the activity time for giving of activity for the week. So the activity time here is 55 minutes to 1 hour. So the students will use this time to do their activities. And then, bakit po meron kayo nakikitang giving of activity? So it depends po. I will discuss to you the types of assessment that we will be having for next school year. And then, on the last part is the closing prayer and the last checking of attendance. So these are the types of assessment or activities for next school year. We have the weekly activity. The weekly activity is a type of assessment that can be found in the textbooks. So all the weekly activities are found in their textbooks. We will maximize the use of the textbook. The performance task or integrated task, a type of assessment that can be found in their textbooks or a teacher-made task. These are outputs or the projects of the students. Okay. What is the difference between performance task and integrated task? Okay. The performance task is a project of a certain subject. The integrated task is a project of 2 or more subjects. So it's a combination of outputs of different subjects integrated task. Okay? So we have also the long examinations. A type of assessment that is a teacher-made task. Okay? So I repeat, there are types of assessment that we'll be using for next school year. The weekly activity, the performance task or integrated task, or the long examination. Okay. When or how our students pass their outputs. The weekly activities should be passed 1 week after it is posted or after the discussion. Baka sabihin nyo, lahat po ng activities na post sa Saturday. Therefore, all the activities, the deadline is Saturday. No. It is after it is posted in the LMS. For example, the teacher will post now kung saan po sila magpapasa ng activities LMS. So, yun po yung day 1. So, if your class is Monday, therefore, the deadline of that activity, the weekly activity, is next week, Monday. If it is Tuesday, then Tuesday. If it is Friday, then Friday is the deadline. The performance task should be passed 2 weeks after it is posted. Okay? And the long exam should be passed 1 to 3 days after it is posted. Why? To check the authenticity of the exam. Kung talaga ba yung learner yung gumagawa ng or siya ba yung sumagot ng exam? Para the time frame is mas maliit to check the authenticity of the exam. And then, we have the integrated task. The integrated task is the combination of tasks of more than 2 subjects. So the deadline is 3 to 4 weeks after it is posted. Okay, next. The activities should be passed in the Google Classroom for the high school, and for elementary either po sa Facebook group or Facebook Messenger or Google Classroom. But for elementary, we will try to explore. We will try to use the Google Classroom. Or the parents can submit in school the activities if you don't have a stable connection. So if the parent will submit the output in school, so every Monday they will be passing their outputs. So in the guard house, it will be checked and validated by the school librarian or the school nurse. I repeat, if the parent wants to submit the output in school, dapat every Monday lang po kayo mag-submit. That Monday, dapat po lahat ng activity nandoon na. So it will be checked by the school librarian or the school nurse. Okay, this will be the schedule of submission of outputs. Monday, 9 to 10 is for grade 7, 10 to 11 is for grade 8, 11 to 12 is for grade 9, 1 to 2 is for grade 10, 2 to 3 is for grade 11, 3 to 4 is for grade 12, 4 to 5 is for elementary. So, learning management system. For the elementary department, they will be using either Facebook group or the Google Classroom. For the high school department, they will be using the Google Classroom. I will not discuss this further because next week we will have a training on how to use the Google Classroom or how to use our learning management system. This is the schedule of activities. On August 6, it is a virtual kamustahan with the class advisor. August 10, at 8 a.m., we have the virtual flag ceremony. At 10 a.m., it's the training for learning management system for learners and parents. On August 11, we will have the virtual getting to know with the subject teachers. On August 12, we have the class simulation. August 13 is the virtual kamustahan with class advisor again. And we will be posting the first ever learning plan for the school year in preparation for August 16, that is the start of the regular classes. Okay? So please subscribe or like our official Facebook page, Immaculate Conception Academy, City of Batak, for updates regarding our school. Thank you everyone for listening. Have a nice day.
Hi guys, I'm JP, your new school nurse here in ICA. So, kumusta kayo? Okay, so, charot. Hi guys, I'm JP, your new school nurse here in ICA. Kumusta kayo? Stress na ba kayo sa mga online class niyo? Sa mga modules niyo dahil sa pandemic? Don't worry, because I am actually here to give you tips on how to manage stress and how to look after yourself during this pandemic. So first, taking a break from the news. Because of the uprising cases of COVID-19, we can't help but stress out with the news that we've been hearing every day. That's why you should set a specific time and day to view the latest news and updates of COVID-19 in your area.
Blackpink in your area?
So reducing your time on viewing these updates does not only help you on your mental health, it can also help you reduce your screen time that may cause more damage on your physical health. Okay? Remember, make sure to follow trusted channels and accounts on social medias to avoid fake news that may cause panic. So next one, taking care of your body. With this current situation where disease can hit you unconsciously, you must need to keep yourself healthy and be prepared for any disease or illnesses that may arise, because aside from staying safe, you must also stay healthy. So for staying healthy, you can go for a jog or a walk, you can dance to some trendy upbeat songs, or get enough sleep. You must also try to eat healthy and well-balanced meals, okay? Eat your vegetables and your fruits that are rich in vitamin C so that it can help you strengthen your immune system. Also, don't forget about proper hand hygiene. It is very important for today's case, okay? Third. So third, make time to unwind. Take some time to do things that you enjoy, except for partying. You can eat your favorite food in peace while playing your favorite music that may calm and soothe you. Entertain yourself by watching videos or movies on Netflix, or you can also watch your favorite vlogs or take a 15-minute nap, okay? That would do. Okay na yun. There are many things you can do to relieve yourself from stress or to relax. You just have to know when and how to maximize it. And lastly, connect with others. In this time of crisis and increased stress, maintaining and strengthening your social connections or looking out for your mental health has never been more important. Open up your feelings with your family members or stay connected with friends through social media apps that can allow you to access video calls. You can also play mobile games that lets you play in teams, online, or try Netflix Party where you can watch one movie and chat at the same time. Just be confident in suggesting new ways to your friends or your family members to maintain your bond. So that's all for managing COVID-19 stress. Remember, this too shall pass, okay? See you in the next video.
Hello Academians, I am Ma'am Je and I'm one of your ICA guides. I am tasked to discuss to you today the Immaculate Conception Academy policies and guidelines in relation to the learning modality school year 2021-2022. I'm gonna turn off my video so that you can see properly the slides that I'm going to present to you today. So this discussion outlines ICA's policies and guidelines for school year 2021-2022 as it relates to the proposed learning modality. Ano nga ba yung learning modality natin for this year? So our learning modality is what we call the blended learning modality. And this is discussed to you in a separate video by our principal, Sir James Paul Aconia. So hindi ko na siya masyadong i-elaborate para panoorin nyo yung isang video na yun. The outline of my presentation will be first, learning environment. Second, downloading learning materials and submission of outputs. Third, guidelines for online classes, which is the synchronous online modality. Fourth, your role of learners. And then fifth, role of subject teachers. Sixth, role of parents or guardians. And then the role of advisors. And then lastly, the protocol for parents when coming to school. So first is the learning environment. As you all know naman, that the pandemic is not yet over. So we cannot have face-to-face classes pa rin for this year. And if you're going to think about it, mas dumadami na nga this year yung cases natin dito sa Ilocos Norte. So, you still have to do your classes at home. So, ano nga ba ang mga kailangan nating i-prepare sa ating learning environment? So, first, the learning environment of the learner must be set. A study corner or place at home where the learner will stay during classes must be set. Maintain an environment conducive for learning. Any form of noise-creating entity such as electronic devices, a person at home, pets, etc. must be minimized if not totally avoided. So, as much as possible, dapat meron kayong area sa bahay na kapag nandun na kayo is nakaset na yung mind niyo na doon kayo mag-aaral or doon kayo mag-study. And as much as possible, sana kung hindi man maiiwasan talaga na merong konting ingay, dapat yung minimal noise lang para hindi ma-disrupt yung inyong pag-attend ng online classes. And then number 2, schedule of classes must be faithfully adopted. Attendance will be checked regularly either through phone calls, text messaging, or online. So si teacher nyo or si advisor na ninyo ang bahala kung ano yung way niya para ma-check ang inyong attendance. And then number 3, proper dress code should be strictly followed to set the mood of learning. Wear simple and decent t-shirt. So, yung simple or decent t-shirt is, it can be plain or with collar and should not have vulgar statements or inappropriate image and symbols. Alam nyo naman na siguro yan because we are studying in a Catholic school. Your attire or your outfit dapat when attending online classes must be modest. Okay? Kung ano yung bawal sa school, yun din yung bawal sa online class. And then next, downloading of learning materials and submission of outputs. Number 1, all learning guide will be sent through the learning management system. Yung learning management system, diniscuss na din yan, I think, ni Sir James Paul na naman or siguro yun yung department head. So, mostly, we're going to use the Google Classroom. So, dapat meron kayong Gmail account. And wag ninyong kakalimutan ang inyong password and username for your Gmail account. And then number 2, schedule of the posting of the learning materials is every Saturday. So, every Saturday nila ipopost kung ano yung inyong gagawin for the rest of the week. Para at least yung mga gustong mag-advance reading, pwede nilang basahin na yung lesson for the following week. And then number 3, the schedule of submission of activities, assessments, or outputs. Ito siguro yung pinaka-importante na kailangan ninyong matandaan kasi for last year, maraming nalilate magpasa ng kanilang mga activities. So letter A, if it is a weekly activity, the learner must pass it 1 week after it is posted in the LMS. So for example, si subject teacher, nagpa-activity siya Monday. So next Monday, kailangan maipasa na. Pero kung mapapasa mo siya ng mas maaga, it's better. So hindi naman necessary na Monday pinost ni teacher, Monday mo rin siya the next week ipapasa. Kung kaya mo, gawin mo na agad, and then pasa mo na agad, diba? And then, letter B, if it is a performance task, the learner must pass it 2 to 3 weeks after it is posted in the LMS. And then, letter C, if it is a long quiz, the learner must pass it 1 to 3 days after it is posted in the LMS. Ayan. So, buti nga yung letter C, 1 to 3 days, you have 3 days para i-accomplish yung long quiz ninyo. during the face-to-face, di ba, you have to pass your long quiz right after nung time na binigyan ni teacher na magsagot kayo. So yan, medyo mahaba-habang time para mag-isip kayo ng answer para sa inyong long quiz. And then next, guidelines for online classes. Ang online classes natin is what we call the synchronous online modality. So ano nga ba yung mga kailangan natin tandaan? Since online classes are implemented, it is important to recognize that certain behaviors are expected when learners and teachers communicate. Number 1, the learner and teacher must treat each other with respect in gesture and in words, both verbally or through the use of digital communication tools such as email or messenger. Vulgarity, sarcasm, and any form of offensive communication must be strictly avoided. So, not because your communication is through online, virtual, hindi ibig sabihin nun na dapat mawawala na yung respeto, dapat friends na lang kayo ni teacher, hindi ganon. So, dapat meron pa rin pagrespeto between the teacher and the learner when communicating in the digital world. Number 2, the learner and teacher must use clear and concise language, avoid slang terms that may interfere the flow of discussions, such as those terms from social media. Response via messenger or chat must be spelled out correctly and completely. So yung communication kasi natin with our teacher is what we call formal dapat, di ba? So meron yung mga slang term na BRB, mga ganyan. Or SLR. So minsan, hindi naman lahat ng mga teachers natin is very familiar with those terms. So as much as possible, we spell out yung mga words completely para at least maintindihan natin lahat. Okay? And then, number 3, use the private messaging on giving feedbacks, comments, clarifications, and queries, especially if it concerns only one person. So, ang concern is si teacher, learner, or si parent or guardian. Use the public chat box or thread for general concerns. So, for example, meron kang question or meron kang concern. It is better if you message your teacher privately. So, wag mo siyang ipopost sa public chat box. Tapos tapos napakadami ng comment na wala na doon sa topic. So, mas maganda, direkta mo na isend yung message kay teacher. Learning materials shall be provided through the learning management system of the school. Learners must check regularly the updates in the LMS, especially on Saturdays, because the learning plan will be posted so that they can have advanced reading on the different lessons. The learner must also immediately inform the teacher if there are concerns regarding accessing the learning materials and other contents in the LMS. So, yung sabi ko nga kanina, every Saturday, ipopost yung learning plan. So, for example, meron kayong problema with downloading your learning plan, immediately inform your teacher. Number 5, the learner must respect each other by taking turns to speak, whether to recite or to raise a question. So during the online class in the Google Meet usually or Zoom, meron naman yung raise hand doon eh. So parang sa classroom din na kapag meron kang tanong or you want to recite, i-push mo yung raise hand. Makikita naman yun ni teacher. So wag kang bigla-bigla na lang magbabat-in kapag merong nagsasalita or habang nagsasalita si teacher. Number 6, scheduled submission of outputs or assessment must be followed. Punctuality is a part of the overall score and it is reflected in the assessment rubrics, which will depend on the deadline given by the teacher for online synchronous learning modality. Ayan. So, ito yung naging isang problema natin siguro last year na maraming nalilate mag-submit. And punctuality is part of your score. Parte lang siya, but it will not really affect naman the overall outcome of your output or your assessment. So for example, si teacher dun sa rubrics niya, 100 points. Ang points niya for punctuality is 10. So kapag pinasa mo siya on time, you'll get the perfect score of 10. Pero kapag na-late ka, syempre hindi niya mabibigay sa iyo yung perfect score ng 10 sa punctuality. So maski perfect yung output mo, for example, sa 100 points, pero late mo siya pinasa, 90 over 100 lang yung makukuha mo. Number 7, if the learner needs guidance during classes, the presence of a parent, guardian, or any adult member is advised. However, coaching the child during classes is highly discouraged. So kung kailangan ninyo ng tulong at home, kung nandun yung parent ninyo or meron kayong any adult na kasama doon sa bahay, pwede kayong magpatulong. Pero, hindi sila yung sasagot nung inyong mga assessment or inyong mga activities. Or, hindi sila yung sasagot during recitation. Yan. So, next is the role of the learner. Prior to the opening of classes, learners must attend the orientation provided by the school regarding the mode of distance learning that will be implemented. So, ito na yun. Ito na yung orientation na nangyayari. Yung orientation about policies and guidelines, orientation about your learning modality, and the different activities that we're doing for this week. Then number 2, the learner must use his or her official name in his or her accounts in any online class activities. Nicknames, aliases, or alternate names are not allowed. This is very important na kailangan ninyong tandaan kasi hindi lahat ng teacher ay kilala na kayo agad. So, ang reference lang din ni teacher is yung complete name ninyo. So, dapat yung name ninyo sa inyong online class, yung name niyo doon sa inyong Google account, doon sa inyong gagamitin for your Google Meet is your complete name or your official name. The learner must not interfere the flow of learning, especially during online discussion. Turn microphones only when needed to raise important query regarding the lesson. Kapag nakikinig kayo during the online class, make sure na naka-mute yung inyong audio. Kasi minsan, di ba, hindi maiiwasan, meron kayong mga kasama sa bahay, mag-uusap-usap sila, or meron kayong Ayan, so, sorry, I think nakamit pala ako kanina. Okay, so bigla akong na-log out, pasensya na. Let us continue. Nasa na ba kanina? Yung about sa pag-turn off ng microphone. So, during discussion, make sure na nakamute yung inyong audio para at least kapag merong unnecessary noises, hindi ma-distract si teacher. And then number 4, The learner must strictly follow the submission dates of outputs or assessment. In case the learner cannot meet the submission dates due to unavoidable circumstances, he or she should notify the advisor. As much as possible, sana wala nang malilate na magpasa ng mga output. Kung meron man talagang emergency, like for example, pero sana naman hindi, maging primary contact kayo, di ba? Tapos hindi kayo syempre makakagawa ng activity, i-inform nyo lang si advisor. Magbibigay naman sila ng consideration if it is really necessary. Number 5. Academic dishonesty, including such practices as cheating, plagiarism, and fabrication, must be avoided. The school treats and acts on the violation with a certain sanction when necessary to deter the wrongdoing. All learners must adhere to the academic integrity standards of the school. So letter A, this policy applies to all academic conduct, including submitted assignments, activities, and assessments. B, sanctions for violation of this policy may include invalidation of the submitted output and having to submit another one but will obtain a lower rating. Other sanctions will be implemented depending on the severity of the violation committed. So as much as possible, huwag kayong kokopya ng answer ng inyong classmates kasi may mga ganyang instances dahil wala ng time, deadline na, pinalitan na lang yung pangalan, tapos sinubmit o magkapareho pala kayo ng classmate mo, or di kaya naghanap sa internet, kinopy and pinaste doon sa Word and then sinubmit kay teacher. So that is plagiarism. Your teachers have their ways to verify if your outputs are original. Yan. So wag niyo nang hintayin na magkaroon kayo if ever man ng sanction because you violated the academic integrity. And then number 6, practices such as indolence or what we call laziness and procrastination, which may delay or disrupt the evaluation and achievement of learning goals, must be avoided. O meron yung mga iba na basta lang may maisubmit kung ano-ano na yung ina-answer, or yung mga iba naman nilalagyan lang ng pangalan tas sinasubmit na hindi man lang inanseran. Yung mga iba naman magbibigay sila ng mga unrelated na answers basta lang meron masubmit. So make sure naman that when you are passing your requirements, paghirapan nyo naman ng konti, diba? Tsaka what do you call this? You are here to learn. So how are you going to learn if you're not going to exert effort in learning? And then number 7, misbehaving and cyberbullying will not be tolerated. The following acts will be considered as violations: uploading or posting scandalous pictures, videos, and comments. Alam nyo naman na siguro yan, di ba? Yung mga inappropriate pictures, yung mga inappropriate videos or comments. Uttering, writing, posting, commenting vulgar or uncharitable word. Meron kasi yung mga iba na magpo-post sa Facebook, tapos may mga iba na mahilig mag-comment, tapos magkakaroon na ng mga awayan sa comment box. So, be careful of what you post and be careful of what you comment. Always remember that you are studying in a Catholic school. So, people are, yung may ibang tao talagang medyo mataas yung expectations sa inyo, di ba? Any form of cheating, which I have discussed in number 6. Any form of disrespect and incorrigibility. So, what do we mean by incorrigibility? Yung mga pasaway talaga, yung mga nakarami na ng warning tapos hindi nakikinig. Yan. So ano ba yung process of addressing violations? First offense, verbal warning from the advisor. So pag unang offense pa lang naman, i-call ni advisor yung inyong attention. So you have to take down that post or take down that comment, erase it. And then kapag umulit, second offense, conference with the department head. Ang sinasabi natin conference with the department head, kasama na dyan yung learner with the parent and the guardian. So pag-uusapan, ano ba yung problema? And then third offense, ito na yung magkakaroon ng written warning from the principal. So the advisor may refer the student or pupil to the guidance personnel for counseling. For the past years kasi, kapag meron mga violations, ang gumagawa talaga ng investigation minsan is kami ni Ma'am Joanne sa guidance. Pero for this year, hindi na ganon. Ang gagawa ng investigation would be your advisor. Ang role na lang namin sa guidance is kausapin kayo. What's the problem? Ano yung nag-trigger para gawin ninyo yung violation na yun? And then take note, offenses committed but which are not listed herein will be subject to classification by the Committee on Discipline. The Committee on Discipline may propose other measures upon erring pupils or students commensurate with the nature and gravity of the violation. The sanction will be based on the facts and circumstances surrounding the violation. So kung meron man kayong na-violate na school rules or regulation na hindi nakasulat dito but it is in the manual, pag-uusapan yan ng Committee on Discipline. But this is to assure you, all sanctions for violation will undergo due process. So ano naman ang role ng inyong teachers? The teacher ensures the identity of the learners online. The teacher regularly monitors and supervises the learner's attendance and learning progress through text messaging, phone calls, video calls, or any electronic ways equivalent. The teacher regularly accomplishes the monitoring sheet and submit it to the advisor for follow-up every 2 weeks. This is the reason why you should submit your outputs on time. Kasi your teachers will also submit the monitoring sheet to your advisor every 2 weeks. So ano yung isasubmit nila kay teacher ay kay advisor kung wala kayong sinubmit sa kanila. The teacher takes full care of the learner's record as how to it is also done during the face-to-face learning and last school year. The teacher simplifies approach to lesson in the most creative manner possible without affecting the quality of learning the pupils are expected to acquire. Number 6. The teacher reviews the learning materials and assessment tools before rolling it out to the learners. He or she presents a well-aligned scoring rubric for every output or assessment given. Ano ba yung tinatawag na scoring rubric? Scoring rubric is yung parang criteria kung paano i-grade ni teacher yung inyong output or assessment. They are required to give you or to give a rubric. So if you want to know kung ano ba yung kailangan yung i-follow for the activity, you can ask for the scoring rubric from your teachers. Number 7, the teacher retains the authority and the responsibility to produce any revised or supplemental materials in order to maintain or enhance the accuracy and the quality of the distance learning. So for this year kasi, mostly we're going to use your books. If last year, naggawa pa ng modules ang inyong mga teachers, mostly ngayon, libro na. Pero, they can also give you supplemental materials para at least ma-enhance pa yung inyong learning. Then, number 8, the teacher has full control of the content of the distance learning materials. Number 9, in the case of learners who will take asynchronous learning, The teachers must provide a video lesson containing discussions and activities, same as the synchronous learning, to provide the students the same learning experience. So, I think diniscuss naman ni Sir James Paul doon sa learning modality kung paano yung synchronous and asynchronous learning. And then the role of parents or guardians. Since the parent or guardian serves as co-facilitator of the learner, he or she should constantly coordinate and communicate to the advisor regarding his or her child's status at home. For some collaborative measures possible to improve his or her child's learning. It's not only academic in nature, pero kailangan din mag-feedback si parent or guardian with regards sa health ng learner and sa behavior in completing tasks given. The parent or guardian or any adult member of the family should only assist and supervise the learner in accomplishing his or her output. Parent or guardian should avoid accomplishing it for the learner. Hindi si parent ang nag-aaral. Okay, kayo yung nag-aaral, so they are only there to assist you, pero hindi sila ang gagawa ng activity para sa inyo. Number 3. Parent or guardian ensures a conducive environment for the learner at home and supervises the activities of the learner while having the distance learning. The parent or guardian accomplishes a home learning monitoring checklist provided by the school to keep track of the learner's progress, which is to be submitted to the class advisor monthly. This will be discussed further during the online training for the parents. And then the role of the advisor. The advisor regularly checks the progress of the learner in all subjects by getting hold of the monitoring sheet submitted by the subject teachers to them. The advisor must submit any notable irregularities in the submission of outputs and attendances of the learner to the guidance office for follow-up. Pero ang pinakaunang magmo-monitor talaga sa inyo is yung inyong advisor. Kapag, for example, if you don't communicate well with your advisor, that is the time that your advisor will forward your name and your accomplishments to us para we can also talk to you kung ano yung problema. Number 2. The advisor reports to the parents a properly updated learning progress of the learner in all his or her subjects. The advisor will have monthly reports to the guidance office about the parents' observation at home based from the submitted monitoring form of parents. The advisor may keep a journal tracker taking note of letter A, learning progress, letter B, parents or guardians' observation at home, and letter C, observed values. Number 4, the advisor promotes mission and vision of the school to the learners and parents through regularly sharing the Word of God with them. And then our last topic, protocol for parents or guardians when coming to school. Parents or guardians are only allowed to visit the school for the following purposes. Letter A, to pay for school fees. Letter B, to request for important school documents such as SF9, SF10, Certificate of Good Moral, and other important documents. Letter C, official academic dialogue with the teachers or principal, which is to be done per schedule in order to avoid overcrowding. So before the parents would come to school, kailangan nilang mag-set ng appointment through the advisor or pwede rin through sa amin. Pero as much as possible, advisor po muna. Para at least hindi po tayo sabay-sabay na pupunta sa school. And then letter D, to submit finished outputs. Kapag may difficulty of submitting the outputs online, parents may come to submit the outputs personally to the advisor. And so this is all for the policies and guidelines for this school year. So I hope that you have learned something. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask your advisors. They can explain it well to you and have fun learning. So, bye.
What makes us proud as an academian?
Welcome to ICA!
We are so proud as an academian because of the quality education that this school is rendering, not only mentally, but most especially our morality and spirituality.
Being a senior high school student in ICA feels like I'm living my own dreams already.
Without you, I feel lost.
No internet? No problem. We got the books that you need.
Like the wind, we'll be wild and free.
Being an academian is acquiring and enrich opportunities. In ICA, we are able to showcase our talents.
Ngunit nalulunod sa iyong mga ngiti. Ako hanggang dito lang.
We academians empowers our faith in God.
Immaculate Conception Academy greatly improves the quality of child's educational experiences and achievements. In ICA, we are guided by the best mentors and well-equipped facilities and tools in learning. Immaculate Conception Academy promotes truth in love. So, come and join us!
Hi, good day, and my name is Jenny A. Canet, and I am here with you today to discuss the ESC orientation program for junior high school. So, what is ESC? So first, ESC is an educational service contracting and a financial assistance in the form of tuition subsidies extended to qualified elementary school graduates who wish to pursue secondary education in private schools. So ESC covers junior high school from grade 7 to grade 10 students. And here are the legal basis for this program. So we have the Expanded Government Assistance to Students and Teachers in Private Education Act, or the RA 8545 or eGATSP Act, which provides the ESC programs and is a demonstration of the government's commitment to maintaining viability of private education, in recognition of the private education sector as a key partner in the delivery of quality basic education. And according to Article 19, Section 2.3 of the Philippine Constitution of 1987, mandates the state to establish a system of, among others, subsidies and incentives to deserving individuals in both public and private schools. So here are the policy principles of ESC. So ESC aims to make quality junior high school education accessible by providing financial assistance to deserving elementary school graduates who wish to study junior high school in private schools. The ESC is a concrete demonstration of public-private partnership in education, and this partnership is sought in all levels of the program's operations. And
The Department of Education is actually the institutional owner and regulator of the ESC and TSS programs. And the Private Education Assistance Committee is contracted by the Department of Education to administer the ESC and TSS programs. So the TSS programs is the teacher's salary subsidy, which is given to the teachers who are teaching ESC grantees. And how does ESC work? So the junior high schools apply and are certified by DepEd through PAYAC to be part of the program. And after that, the junior high schools that become the ESC participating schools are given a number of slots that come with subsidies called ESC grants. And the program beneficiaries are called the ESC grantees. And how are ESC grantees selected? So we have also the eligibilities and requirements. So first, an elementary graduate from a DepEd public school or DepEd recognized private school can be selected as an ESC grantee. And also, an incoming grade 7 students from ALS, A&E, PEPT grade 7 qualifiers are also included, provided that you have to give us additional documents. And also, the student has not been a recipient of ESC in the previous school years. And lastly, he or she must be a Filipino citizen. And here are the requirements for you to be qualified as an ESC grant. So first, you have to fill in or complete the ESC application form. So the ESC application form, we are the one who will provide it to you. You may get it from us, from the office for the hard copy, or you can also ask a soft copy through our email. And also, we'll be asking for a PSA certified birth certificate. So just in any case that the student who wish to be part of this ESC program and was born abroad, you have to provide this additional document from the PSA stating that the student is also a Filipino citizen. And next is, you'll be providing us the grade 6 report card, 2x2 photo of the ESC applicant, and the proof of income of the parents. So you can provide us the certificate of employment, especially for those who are working abroad or overseas, certificate of unemployment, income tax return, and certificate of tax exemption. And here are also the terms of the ESC grant. So the coverage is 4 years of junior high school starting grade 7, and the good thing is that you don't have to maintain a grade. Okay, so although there's no maintaining grade, there are some conditions of the ESC grant. First, the grant remains in force for the next school year, which means you will be automatically an ESC grantee for the next school year if the grantee is promoted to the next grade level, and also enrolled in an ESC participating junior high school. So just in case you are transferring in to Immaculate Conception Academy and you have been an ESC grantee from your previous school, you may provide us as an ESC certificate for you to continue with this program. And also, the grant is terminated if a grantee does any of the following. Again, the grant is terminated if a grantee does any of the following. First is he or she drops out for non-health reasons in the middle of the school year. Second, does not re-enroll for the following school year. Third, fails to be promoted to the next grade level. So what are the reasons why some student or the student may not be promoted to the next grade level? One of the major reasons is that the non-compliance of the student. So if the student was not able to comply with the school requirements or academic requirements by the school, then we might not be able to promote the student to the next grade level, And also, this may be one of the valid reason for us to terminate the ESC grant. So it is very important for our dear parents to monitor the students in passing of all the requirements and also in attending all the school activities and online discussion this school year. And also, the grant the grant is terminated if the student is dismissed or expelled by the school for disciplinary reasons. And lastly, the grant is also terminated if the student wish to transfer to non-ESC participating junior high school. So the amount of ESC grant is 9,000 pesos per student per grade level. So if you are already an ESC grant from grade 7, you will be automatically a grantee to grade 10, and there will be a deduction of 9,000 pesos from your tuition fee in every grade level. So if you would like to have more information, or if you do have clarification or questions about our ESC, you may reach us through this number 09999104262, or you may email us through ikabatak1963@gmail.com or ikaregistraroffice@gmail.com. And that's all for today. And the next discussion will be the senior high school voucher to be discussed by Mr. Clyde Drexler M. Domingo. That's all. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, this is JP and welcome back to another episode of the ICA Active. So I'm excited for today that you are joining me on today's episode to learn how exercise and movement helps with anxiety. So for today's episode, we are going to talk about what you can actually do to relieve yourself from anxiety, because 1 out of 5 people experience anxiety at some point in his or her life. Research also shows that people who are suffering from anxiety tends to be more sedentary and do less intense physical activity. But that's ironic, right? Because getting out and moving is, I think, the single best non-medical solution we have for treating and preventing anxiety. A simple bike ride, a dance class, or a brisk walk can be a powerful tool for those who are suffering from chronic anxiety. Activities like this also help people who are overly nervous and anxious about an upcoming test, an important meeting, or a big presentation. So how does exercise and movement help with anxiety? Regular exercise has many psychological and emotional benefits. It can help you, 1, gain confidence. Meeting exercise goals or challenges, even the small ones, can boost your self-confidence. Also, getting in shape can make you feel better about your appearance. 2, get more social interactions. Exercise and physical activity may give you the chance to meet or socialize with others. Just exchanging a friendly smile or greeting as you walk around your neighborhood can help improve your mood. Number 3, exercise can help you cope in a healthy way. Doing something positive to manage depression and anxiety is a healthy coping strategy. Bottom line, when it comes to treating anxiety, more exercise is better. If you're just starting out, don't despair. Research shows that just a single session of exercise can help ease anxiety when it strikes. To maximize the benefits of exercising, you must first choose something enjoyable so that you will do it repeatedly. Second, you must work towards getting your heart rate up. Third, you must work out with a friend to reap the added benefits of social support. And lastly, if possible, work out in nature or in green spaces, which further lowers stress and anxiety. You don't need to consult a chart, a statistics, or an expert to know how good you feel after working out. Just remember those feelings and use them as a motivation to do something physical every day. So that's all for today's episode. Time to get up and get moving.
Hello, good day everyone. I am Sir Clyde Drexler, your Assistant Principal for Campus Life and at the same time in charge of the Senior High School Voucher Program of Immaculate Conception Academy. And today, I am tasked to orient the senior high school students together with their parents and their guardians with regards to our senior high school voucher program. However, everyone is still welcome to listen, especially our grade 10, as the same will be implemented when you are promoted and still choose ICA to be your school for your senior high school. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so welcome to the Senior High School Voucher Program Orientation. Again, I am Sir Clyde Drexler, in charge of the Senior High School Voucher Program of Immaculate Conception Academy. Okay. So for this orientation program, we will be tackling about the legal basis of the senior high school voucher program, the delineation of roles, qualified voucher recipients, the voucher program application, applicable voucher values, and the different conditions for the voucher program beneficiaries. Kindly take note of the following information because these are very important, especially to our senior high school students. Now, the senior high school voucher program is a program of financial assistance wherein subsidies in the form of vouchers are provided to all the qualified senior high school learners in participating private or non-DepEd public senior high schools such as our school, the Immaculate Conception Academy. So, ito po yung ating senior high school, it has meron siyang legal basis. Of which ito yung tinatawag natin Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, which is in RA 10533. So it lengthens the Philippine basic education from 10 years to 12 years. That is true in the addition of grades 11 and 12 in senior high school. And ito po, it explicitly expands the government assistance to students and teachers in private education to include grades 11 and 12. And this one also is the mandate of the Department of Education, in which they formulated the programs to enact yung the above mentioned provision, which is based on the principles of the public and private partnership. And as well as it supports the Article 14 of Section 2.3 of the Philippine Constitution of 1987, which mandates the state to establish a system of, among other, subsidies and incentives to deserving individuals in both public and private school. Now, so as per the DepEd Order 11 Series of 2015, the senior high school voucher intends to uphold the right to quality basic education and increase access in senior high school. It also increases the diversity of the senior high school providers beyond the current configuration, and they provide greater choice to students and their families in deciding the senior high school program that caters their needs and their career goals. Now, ito po yung delineation of the roles. Of course, the senior high school program po is yung Department of Education is the one that is it is the institutional owner and regulator of the senior high school voucher program. So, ito program siya ng government na in charge is the Department of Education. Wherein, yung Department of Education, they contracted yung Private Education Assistance Committee or tinatawag natin na PEAC to administer yung GASTE programs. Now, after that one, we have the senior high school voucher participating senior high school, such as the Immaculate Conception Academy, wherein we, the school, we provide assistance and guidance to uphold student choice in the senior high school voucher program. Now, after that one, we have the voucher program beneficiaries. So, yung mga qualified students, they shall meet the admission requirements set by their chosen school or the Immaculate Conception Academy, and you should also meet the requirements for promotion at each grade level to continue enjoying the voucher. Now, we have the regional program committees, RPCOM, in which yung goal naman nila is to oversee yung compliance of all the participating public and private schools in the regions with the policies and guidelines of the GASPE program's assistance. So ito po yung ano. Now, question, very important question. Who are qualified for the senior high school voucher program? So, or we are qualified voucher recipients. Ito po, we have 3 categories that are automatically qualified. We have category A, all grade 10 completers in public junior high schools na nakapagtapos in the school year 2020 to 2021. Category B, all grade 10 completers in SUCs and LUCs who finished their grade 10 in the school year 2020-2021. And for category C, all grade 10 completers in private schools who are ESC grantees and nakapagtapos sila in the school year 2020-2021. Take note that all these 3 categories, tignan ninyo saan kayo magfo-fall, lahat sila, they are automatically qualified as voucher recipients. No need to apply. Of course, for the transferees in category C, they will just have to provide us a copy of their ESC grantee certification, yung mga nasa category C. But for those category C na nagkapagtapos dito sa ICA, you don't need to provide us a copy of your certificate as an ESC grantee. Now, for category A and category B, wala kayong kailangan na ipapasa pa. So, automatic na kayo na qualified. So, category A, category B, and category C, all of these students are already qualified. They don't need to apply to become recipients of the voucher program. Now, we also have category D. Ito po, these are all grade 10 completers in private schools who are not ESC grantees and wish to apply or wish to avail of the voucher subsidy in order to enroll in a non-DepEd senior high school. So ito po, sila po yung mag-a-apply. Those students who fall under category D, they have to apply para makakuha sila ng subsidy sa ating government. Klaro po. Now, for those students na hindi automatically qualified, dito po tayo mag-a-apply. But as of the moment, hindi pa siya open. So, pupunta lamang tayo dito sa website na ito of the PEAC And lagi po natin i-open ito, double check para makapag-apply tayo, because in the past years, konti lang yung time na binibigay para makapag-apply tayo. So you just have to, pag open na yan, you just have to follow the instructions to create an OVAP account. Dapat yung gagamitin ninyong email is working email address. Okay. Now, when you have created an account, that is not yet the application. Take note. An account is not yet an application. Okay, back. So, I will be calling those students, category D, will be sending you materials, and I'm going to remind naman yung mga students na that fall under category D para matulungan namin kayo makapag-apply para magrantan kayo ng voucher subsidy din. So, ano nga ba, magkano nga ba yung applicable voucher values? Okay, so dapat tinandaan ninyo yung categories nyo kanina. For categories A and B, you will be receiving 17,500 peso in the form of voucher. Okay, you will not receive the money, but the school will be the one to receive the money in the form of voucher from the government, of course. And that amount will be automatically deducted sa bill niyo once we have received yung amount na ito from the government. For category C and category D, you will be receiving a subsidy of 14,000. So yung mga category D na nag-apply po, once na-approvean po yung application natin sa voucher program, you will be receiving 14,000 peso in the form of voucher. Okay, so repeat ko lang, yung categories A and B, sila po yung mga nakapagtapos sa public junior high school and sa SUCs and LCs. You'll be receiving 70,500. Tapos, mga nakapagtapos under category C and D, sila po yung ESC grantees, nakapagtapos sa private school who are ESC grantees, plus yung mga nag-apply and na-approvean yung application, you'll be receiving 14,000 peso as in the form of voucher. Now, of course, there are different conditions for the voucher program beneficiaries. So ano nga ba ito? So yung continuing participants, yung voucher program beneficiaries retain a voucher program beneficiary retains her subsidy if she is promoted to grade 12 and continues to study in a non-DepEd senior high school. Take note that there is no maintaining grades required from a voucher program beneficiary, so within a school year. But doesn't matter. It does not mean na hindi na natin gagawin yung best natin. Yeah. However, a voucher program beneficiary loses her subsidy if she does any of the following: drops out in the middle of the school year, does not re-enroll in the following school year, fails to be promoted to the next grade level or is retained at the same grade level, or transfers to another senior high school within the school year tapos transfers to a DepEd senior high school. For example, nag-drop out ka in the middle of the school year, mawawala na yung anong tawag mo doon? Yung voucher mo. tapos babalik ka, hindi mo na makukuha yun. Pag hindi ka nag-re-enroll ng second sem, mawawala din yon. Or nag-stop ka, hindi ka nag-enroll for next school year, mawawala din yon. Or may na-fail ka, hindi ka na-promote to grade 12, or nag-stay ka sa grade 11, mawawala din yung inyong voucher. Tapos, or nag-transfer ka to another senior high school within the school year, mawawala din yan. Or, for example, nasa ICA ka na, mag-transfer ka sa public school, mawawala din yung subsidy mo. Now, voucher program beneficiaries that drop out due to death of a parent or guardian, force majeure, prolonged illness or accident may be reinstated into the senior high school voucher program provided that they submit documents to support their claim. Pero if we do have a valid reason for stopping schooling within that school year, the voucher program can still be reinstated pag nagsubmit tayo ng mga documents to support our claim. And then, ma-approve ulit yan, parang mag-apply ulit tayo, apply natin yan, pag na-approve yan, ayan, makakakuha ulit tayo na voucher from the government. Only with those valid reason, like for instance, those that are provided dito. Now, for the transferees, the voucher program beneficiaries who wish to retain their voucher subsidy, they may transfer to another non-DepEd senior high school only after completing grade 11. Okay? Voucher program beneficiaries need to satisfy the requirements for admission set by the accepting non-DepEd senior high school. Transfers where the applicable voucher value of the releasing school is different from that of the accepting school are allowed. Now, the accepting school will be paid the lower of the two applicable voucher values. Okay, for example, nag-transfer ka to other regions na mas mataas yung amount ng subsidy. Yung makikerry mo lamang na subsidy is yung subsidy mo dito sa Region 1. NCR, mas malaki yung kanilang subsidy. Another one is involuntary transfers, such as when a school closes or terminated from further participation in the senior housing voucher. They are allowed and considered special cases. Now, shifters naman, the voucher program beneficiaries who wish to retain their voucher subsidy may shift to another track or strand, of course within the school year, provided that it is within the same voucher program participating senior high school, or after completing grade 11 in the same school year or in another voucher program participating senior high school. Now, the voucher program participating senior high school shall ensure that shifters meet the required competencies of their new track or strand. Kasi dito, in the voucher program, senior high school voucher program, ang babayaran lang yan is 2 years of your stay. Pag sumobra ka ng 2 years na stay mo as senior high school, ay hindi na babayaran ng government yung pang 3rd year. So, you have to do good sa ating studies para hindi masayang yung ating voucher. Yeah. So, ito po, all the information that were presented to you today were all gathered doon sa website ng PEA or the Private Education Assistance Committee, which is a trustee of the Fund for Assistance for all the private education. Tapos sila din po, as I said kanina, nagmo-monitor sa atin. Yan. Okay, so yun po, that ends my presentation. So again, I am Mr. Clyde Drexler Domingo, your Assistant Principal for Campus Life. So should you still have questions, clarification with regards to our senior high school voucher program, you may text me at 0925-370-1117 or email me us at ikabatak1963@gmail.com or Clyde Drexler Domingo at ikabatak.ph.education. So that will be all. Thank you very much for listening. Now, let's welcome our different, or I should say, the members of the teaching course and at the same time staff of Immaculate Conception Academy for this school year 2021-2022. Thank you everyone. God bless and let us all stay safe.
I am striving both for academic and non-academic excellence. With the help of our teachers' wisdom, expertise, and compassionate heart in teaching, we students of ICA are home to surpass our limits and enrich our skills, talents, and capabilities even more in these pressing times.
I am Christ-centered. Our faith in God empowers us. We put God at the center of everything we do. He's our source of strength and refuge. We always ask for His guidance and the courage to overcome all the challenges that come along our way. We pray for blessing, repentance, thanksgiving, and intercession.
I am a servant of the Lord. We are called not only to enjoy the beauty of what life has to offer, but to immerse ourselves into service, especially to the last, the lost, and the least. We see Jesus in the faces of His people, hence we are called to serve the others. We are a servant of the Lord not because we want to, but because we are called to. As this year's theme tells us, we are gifted to give.
I am Christ alive. As an academian, we live up Christ examples and live it to our works and deeds. As a member of a Catholic school, we are gifted by the grace of the Holy Spirit to act and have our ways in connection to Jesus' teaching.
I am an Academian. Once an Academian will always be an Academian. I am an Academian not only by name but by heart. Honor of our premises of our beloved school, we are guided by the ethics and values that became our foundation to stand firm amidst adversities and challenges. Truly, the mission and vision of our school are not only to guide us, but it becomes our foundation in thereby realizing our goals in life. And that's what makes us who we are as Catholic students of Immaculate Conception Academy.